Hello, my dear students. At the outset, I would like to welcome you all for this 52nd session of this video lecture. Dear students, in this session, we are going to have information about the punctuation. As you are all aware of the punctuation marks that are very much useful in reading as well as in writing. Before getting into this session, let us have a small recapitulation of the previous class, what we have already discussed. In our previous class, discussion was held on dialogue writing. So this concept is very important in for the purpose of your examination. You will be having 4 marks for dialogue writing. So in dialogue writing, the usage of punctuation is very important. So that is what we will be discussing about punctuation marks in our further slides. And also you have worked in groups to frame sentences to form dialogues. And this session has some learning objectives. So it will help you to frame sentences with punctuation in dialogues, and also you are having some session outcomes after completing of this session. There will be some outcomes. It will help the students. It means for you people to create a contextual awareness in students with appropriate dialogues and punctuation. Dear students, let's see what are the contents we are going to discuss in our further slides. These are all the contents we are going to look forward. The first content, we are going to have introduction for punctuation marks and why punctuation marks are useful, and different punctuation marks and their usage, and examples with dialogue writing. As I told you just now, punctuations are very much useful in a dialogue writing. And also at last you will see the session summary, and also you find some multiple choice questions. These questions will help you to check your understanding, the level of your understanding, and at last you will find the references from which sources, from which websites I have collected some informations. Let's start with the introduction. uh, so what is the communication? What is communication? Before going to start the topic pronunciation, it is necessary to discuss about communication. So to have a good communication, the importance of pronunciation will help us a lot, right? Communication is a mixture of words, and punctuation helps more in writing and reading. Punctuation, it not only helps us to make a good writing, also it will help us to have good reading. So punctuation is a system of symbols that we use to separate sentences and parts of sentences and to make their meaning clear. Only if we are aware of the punctuation marks, then only we can make or we can frame such a clear, meaningful sentences, or we can write a clear and meaningful sentences. Each symbol is called punctuation mark. I think maybe you are all aware of some punctuation marks. So we can see some symbols in punctuation marks. So that is what we call, each symbol is called a punctuation mark. Incorrect punctuation marks can change the meaning of a sentences. So for example, a small comma is very important. It is a very important punctuation mark. A single comma that can change the whole meaning of a sentence. So that is what we should be aware of for each and every punctuation marks. In this slide, let's discuss why punctuations are useful. So what are the uses of punctuation marks? Punctuation marks are important for both written and spoken English. It is not only useful for English language, it is also useful for all the languages that we use in our daily life. In written English, the correct usage of these marks expresses the intended meaning of the sentence. In spoken English, punctuation marks denote the pauses and intonations to be used, and also punctuation allows the author's writing to be easy to read and understandable for the reader. So these are all the advantages we get by having the complete knowledge of punctuation marks. So, what are all the different punctuation marks we use in our writing and speaking? The different punctuation marks and their usage. The types of punctuations. What are all the punctuation marks we can see? Here are the list of punctuation marks. The first one is full stop, that also can be called a period, and comma, and also we see the question mark, and colon, and also we find semicolon and quotation mark, exclamatory or exclamation mark, parenthesis, apostrophe. So these are all the few punctuation marks I have taken to have discussion. Let's start with the one by one. So full stop or period. As I told you just now, full stop can also be called a period. In bracket I have given the mark also, punctuation mark also I have given here in the bracket. So it is used at the end of a complete sentence. So where do you use a full stop or a period? After making a complete sentence, we use a full stop. For example, look at the example sentence here. It is used at the end of an indirect question. So it is used at the end of complete sentence as well as at the end of an indirect question. Example, I have taken two sentences. The first one is, he went to the store for groceries. Say after groceries, there we can see the punctuation mark, that is full stop. And in the second sentence we can see an indirect question. He asked where the milk was. So it is an indirect speech or a reported speech. We use a full stop. We cannot use a question mark here, where the milk was. So we need to put a full stop. Next one, comma, and the comma mark is also is given in bracket. So where do we use this comma? It is used to separate words or items. Look at the example. She has two dogs, comma, three cats, comma, one bird, and five fish in her house. See, look at the commas where I have used. So this comma has separated the items or the creatures, living creatures. The next slide, we can see question mark. Where do we use question mark? I think you may be aware of this punctuation mark. It is used only after a direct question. We are not going to use in an indirect question. We will use this question mark only at the end of direct question. For example, will you come to class? See, this is a question. I have put question mark to this question. So this has become a complete sentence or a question. And colon. It is used after a complete sentence to introduce a list of items. So after a complete sentence, to introduce a list of items. Example, look at the example here. On my trip, I will bring. Look at look at the colon I have used here, and it has been underlined. On my trip, I will bring clothes, a pillow, a sleeping bag, a toothbrush, and my teddy bear. So along with colon, we have used comma, and at the end of the sentence, we could see a full stop. And quotation mark. It is used to set off a direct quotations. Example, what is your favorite color? She asked it. It is a direct question asked by someone. So the question has been put in between inverted commas, quotation mark. So what is your favorite color? At the end of the sentence, we can also see a question mark, and it has been quoted by double inverted comma. The next mark is exclamation mark. It is used to show emphasis or excitement. When there is exclamation, we will use exclamatory mark. ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯಕ ಚಿಹ್ನೆ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ exclamatory mark ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. It is used to show emphasis or excitement. When a person gets excited, there we can use exclamatory mark. Example, what an horrible accident it is. See, there is an excitement. The person who has seen the accident, he was quite excited, and he is telling that sentence, what a horrible accident it is. And parenthesis, it is used to enclose words or figures that clarify, or used as an aside. Example, look at that bracket. He received 150 points. In bracket, I have quoted that, have written 150 in bracket. So that is also called parenthesis on his math project. And the apostrophe, it is used to combine two words. It is always placed in the spot of is or has, etc. Example, she is only allowed candy on Friday. Say she is, instead of writing separately, we have combined both the words in a single word, that is, she is only allowed candy on Friday. Session summary. Let's look into the session summary, what we have discussed till now in this session. Punctuation is a system of symbols that we use to separate sentences and parts of sentences. So this is the meaning of punctuation, and also why we use punctuation. To make their meaning clear, a good communication should have right punctuation. A good communication should be having a right pronunciation. Without having right pronunciation, that communication is not going to be complete. Punctuation marks are important for both written and spoken English, as we have discussed in our above slide. So we have come to know that punctuation marks are very important for both the written and spoken English. Punctuation allows the authors, writers, and editors writing to be easy to read and understandable for the reader. The main purpose of all kinds of authors, editors, and writers, their writing should reach the common reader. So that is what they should be aware of punctuation marks, and they will be having this point in their mind, and they will be writing different kinds of articles, novels, and other related works. Let's see multiple choice questions. So fill in the blanks with appropriate punctuation marks. So here you have to fill the blanks by using the correct punctuation marks. The teacher asked him to sit next to her. So next to her. First look at the sentence, whether it is a sentence or a question or an exclamation or an excitement. So you have to look at the sentence first, and afterwards you have to select the right option. Options have been four options have been given, and the first option is question mark, and second option is colon, and third option is full stop and exclamatory mark. Dear students, I hope you have got the answer. It is a sentence, and what is the right answer? So full stop. The teacher asked him to sit next to her. Just we need to put a full stop or a period. And here goes your second question. She was born on April 30th dash 1990. So here options are full stop, comma, question mark, semicolon. So what is the right answer? After April 30th there should be a comma. And here it is your third question. Adam said, I don't feel well today. So what is the right punctuation marks to be used here? Option A is colon, option B is inverted comma, option C is full stop, option D is exclamatory. The right answer is inverted comma. So this is a direct sentence it is a statement made by Adam. So as it is in direct speech, that should be quoted by inverted comma. And here it is your fourth question. She had long dash beautiful hair. Option A is comma, option B is full stop, option C is question mark, and option D is colon. And the right answer is comma. Of course, she had long, comma, and beautiful hair. And here it is your last question. Will you be my partner during gym time? So it is a sentence that is making a question, right? So of course the right option will be, so the options are four: exclamatory, parenthesis, option C is comma, and option D is question mark. As it is a question mark, your right answer is a question mark. Yes, by this we have completed all the five multiple choice questions, and at last you're going to find some references. I have taken the above informations and sources from the below websites: www.slideshare.com, www.learnpic.com. Dear students, these punctuation marks are very useful for the dialogue writing that you will be having for 4 marks in in your examination. You have to be very careful, and please do concentrate on punctuation marks while practicing dialogue writing. Thank you so much, friends, for your patient listening. Let's meet in our next video session. Till then, have a nice day and take care. Thank you so much.